Hello, welcome back to episode 35 of Things Diorpium wants you to hear. All right, I'm coming into this one with a little bit of energy. I feel like before I pressed the record button, I felt like I was in like the studio. The producers were doing mic checks. We're rushing to get this scene started basically. So we're starting off strong with the predictions today for UFC Baku, and boy, am I excited. I love when the UFC goes to Azerbaijan. It's the second time they've been. The first time they went is last year. And the biggest star they basically have is Fiziev. But there actually is a good MMA scene coming through from Azerbaijan and just kind of like the surrounding countries. So you'll see there's like a couple of good Azerbaijan fighters on here and a couple people that are making their debuts from Azerbaijan. But at first I was like, this card's all right. You know what I'm saying? But bro, this card's actually low-key good. Like there is like it's still good considering there's only 2 ranked fights on it. The only 2 ranked fights, bro, is the main event. So Fiziev and Torres. And Fiziev literally just got dropped out of the AI rankings. And Charles Johnson and Asu Amabayev. That's it. Everyone else is unranked. But the matches are crazy, though. Like, just if you just look into it a little bit, it's like, damn, this card's actually pretty crazy. I'm not sure. Let's just start off with the first one. Tahir Abdullayev. Holy fuck. Versus Jefferson Nascimento. And, never claimed to be a hardcore. Say what you want. I don't really know either of these people. Didn't really do no type of research. But considering this bro, that Tahir or whatever is from Azerbaijan or whatever, we'll whip out the trusty A-ball and see if he's gonna have the time of his life. Is this the old one or the new one? Cause I got a new one. Should we shake them both type shit, or will that actually like destroy my whole life? I'm not gonna do that. That's scary, actually. But we'll just do it on this one. We'll do it on this one. This is the new one. All right. Will Tahir Abdullayev show up and show out and take Jefferson's O in Azerbaijan in his UFC debut? All right. Put it up. Sorry. Better not tell you now. So didn't tell me a goddamn thing. I appreciate the A-ball though for giving me an answer. So, hopefully that's a yes. But the dude's 13-0. Tahir's 19-3. There's not too much stats on them on like the ESPN website or whatever. Besides, I guess that maybe Jefferson's coming up from 155 up to this 170 bout. That could be pretty interesting. They're both 5'8". That's really it. We're gonna go Tahir just by Azerbaijan, basically. Next one. This is actually good. This is the first good fight. It's the second fight of the card in the early prelims or the prelims or whatever. Beksa Almakan versus Gene Matsumoto. Bro, Gene Matsumoto, I think he's coming off 2 L's, if I'm not mistaken. It's okay. It happens. It's not that crazy. But Almakan's coming off of a loss to Alexander Topuria. We all remember that fight. We fuck with that fight. We fuck with Almakan. He actually did it good. He did it good. He did lose or whatever, but he is actually a very dangerous fighter. I remember in shout out AGD. I think his name's AGD. Sorry if I got it wrong, bro. But I met him on UFC 5 just playing Xbox all the time, like just playing standing bang, you know what I'm saying? We're going crazy. We would just play a lot. And he would just continue to always put me on about Almakan. And like I had known about Almakan, you know what I'm saying? But still like they really paid no mind to him or whatever. But he's like just telling me like, no, this dude's crazy. Like give him time, like this, that, and G Matsumoto's a crazy test. And speaking of G Matsumoto, like I said earlier, I think he might be coming off of 2 losses or whatever, but I still want to see. No, he's not coming off 2 losses. His last 3, he's 2-1, but he lost to Rob Font, so that was when he lost his O. I remember that fight. It was split decision, but it is what it is. Next one won against Johns, or where the fuck that is, I don't remember. And then he lost against Farid Basharat, which is kind of brutal, but it's not the craziest. I'm going to go with Baksat Almakan. Gene Matsumoto, I fuck with his vibe. I fuck with the Japanese. I fuck with the headband. I fuck with everything. He's really smooth. They're both really fast for bantamweight, but I think the power of Almakan makes a difference here. Matsumoto does have good grappling, and I think that could make a big difference here if he just decided to be grappling heavy for 3 rounds and maybe won by decision, or maybe somehow find a sub in Almakan. But I think Almakan's takedown defense is pretty decent enough to maybe get takedown initially, but once Matsumoto starts slowing down. Maybe that's when he starts finding his shots on the feet, or maybe he can just, like his takedown defense starts locking back in. He gets back up, but the power from Bekzat, bro. That's what I think is really gonna scares me, honestly. So I'm gonna go with Bekzat probably by like. Let's be real here. This fight's probably gonna go to the decision. But I want to go with Bekzat. Oh my god, he is a underdog. I think I don't have the odds on him. I'm using ESPN, not UFC, but I'm gonna go with Bekzat. But don't be surprised if Jimmy Matsumoto does what he needs to do to neutralize Bekzat and win by decision or whatever. Next one, Danil Donchenko versus Theodore Berggren. Ukraine versus Sweden or whatever. Not too familiar with Theodore, but he's 6 foot in welterweight. It's decent. Danil Donchenko went to a decision with Alex Moreno in his last fight. I remember watching that fight at work, kinda. Like I was walking around and stuff, just peeping it. I was trying to tell Andy, one of the regulars that come to the restaurant all the time. I think I already said this before, but I was just trying to tell him like, yo, this dude won the Ultimate Fighter. Like he's about to like show up and show out. It's gonna be good. Goes and barely wins by decision against Alex Moreno. And I was telling Andy all about how Alex Moreno is just dog shit and he's probably gonna get destroyed. And it's just like, come on, bro. So I don't know. As much as I want Danil Donchenko to win, I don't know if that's gonna happen. Will Danil Donchenko go 0-2 in the UFC? It is decidedly so. So we already know we're gonna go with Theodore, spoiling the show here. Danil Donchenko was very underwhelming, if I'm gonna be honest. Like Alex Moreno is not crazy UFC level, or he's not like high level UFC by any means. So for Danil to not even finish him in the first round is kind of like insane. So we're gonna go with Theodore Berggren just winning somehow. There you go. Next one we got Con Ofley and Lucas Tracy calls him the Alexander Volkanovski at home or whatever. Blockhead versus Javier Reyes, and I forgot what I was doing here. What I thought I was gonna do, and I'm gonna go, and then I'll tell you why. I'm going to go Javier Reyes beating Con Ofley. Con Ofley just somehow finds a way to cockroach low-key. Like, I'm not even going to lie. Every Con Ofley fight I watch that he ends up winning, I'm always like, dude, how is he still up and actually low-key putting out a dogfight? So, I'm not hating, but I do want to go with Javier Reyes. Just based off the takedown averages per 15 minutes here is 2. All right. The takedown accuracy is 50%. All right. And he has a bigger record than Con Ofley, so, the stats kind of... They've like spaced out more, so these are the averages, so this is actually pretty good. And then significant strikes landed per minute is 8.91 for Javier Reyes. Like if you don't think this is gonna be like a TKO, like the second round, like I don't know, like that's what I would put my money on. He's 5'10" compared to Con Ofley's 5'7", but I don't know, like Con Ofley's chin and his big ass head really has me worried, But I'm gonna go Javier Reyes by TKO in the second round. I don't know though. I don't know anything. We're going to the next one. Oh shit, sorry. Next one, we got you already know Ruzi Boya, bro, versus Andre Pulayev. And this fight's actually going to be crazy, bro. Orthodox versus Southpaw. Always love these kind of matchups. But these are some big boys, bro. And this is middleweight, 185. All right, let's look at Pulayev here real quick. Go to his profile. See what this is kind of fucking looking like. Oh, yes, bro. So he lost to Chris Duncan by unanimous decision. Cool. All right, whatever. Right, it's not that bad. But then he lost by Tebu Gutierrez. But he was the first person to bring a Tebu Gutierrez to a decision. Like, he didn't get finished or whatever at UFC 324, which I think was like Justin Gaethje and Patty Pimblett or whatever. So that's very impressive. Obviously, Ateba is very young, so it's not like that crazy. But for him to go from losing to Ateba Gutierrez to fighting Ruzi Boyev next is insane. Like, I think the UFC probably sees something in him. Ruzi Boyev has been pretty underwhelming as of lately. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, ever since the Joaquin Buckley fight, it's just gone downhill. I'm still gonna look at his profile though real quick to make sure I got everything accurate. And I'm actually not gonna take that back at all, because in his last 5, his only loss is Joaquin Buckley. Like, he beat Bruno Ferreira or Ferreira or whatever. I remember that one. That one was pretty insane actued. Beat Cedricus Dumas. I saw the replay on that. I think that like he got poked in the eye or something, or like faked it. It was like low-key bad. Sorry, Cedricus. Oh yeah, then he beat Eric McConaughey. That was pretty good. And then Dustin Stoltzfus went to decision. So I should take that back. Let's go back to the things here, the stats. Let's go back to the stats. This is like so. It just seems like pretty tit for tat. I'm gonna go Ruzi Boyev here, man. I'm going with Ruzi Boyev based off just the takedowns and that he'll probably land a couple more and maybe I don't know because they both don't really go for subs. Like I don't think any of them are gonna go for a sub here, or even gonna get one. Maybe an attempt maybe from Ruzi Boyev, but like that's it. But I think this is gonna go to a decision. I'm gonna go Ruzi Boyev just like getting it. Maybe even split. Or maybe you just like, majority or unanimous. I don't know. Just some sort of decision going in Ruzi Boyev's favor considering. I don't know. Because what? Just the takedown average, I guess. But it's literally 0.75 per 15 to the 0.29 for Pulayev or whatever. I don't know, bro. I'm just going to go Ruzi Boyev by decision. Next one, we got Abdul something Yakayev versus Julius Walker. And this guy, I'm pretty sure, is actually fucking crazy. He is from Turkey, though. Not that that's a bad thing, you know what I'm saying? His last 5 wins are all wins by finish. We got a guillotine, we got a rear naked choke, we got a TKO, and then just 2 subs. Doesn't say what the subs are. But this guy, where is Abdul? He's from Turkey. I don't know. Julius Walker can be crafty, bro. Julius Walker can be crafty. But just being serious, I'm going to go with Abdul, bro. I'm going to go with Abdul. Just because of his 75% takedown accuracy. That's pretty insane. Attempts, 7.66 submissions per 15 minutes. And what does that even really mean? I don't know. That's pretty crazy, though. But next one. Stat-wise, sorry, not the next fight. My bad. I don't know, brother. Julius Walker is 2 inches taller. It's 2026. Everyone's losing their O this year. I don't know. Let's look at Julius Walker's thing. Lost to Justin Dakota. He lost to Alonzo Menifield. All right, yeah, bro. He's probably going to get subbed. I'm going to say he's going to get subbed here. Honestly, late first round. Or somehow just makes it crafty to the 3rd round and just gets subbed by just like damage adding up and just gets his back took or some shit. So I'm going to go Abdul by sub and like. I'm going to go just like 3rd round. Next one, fucking Eric Nolan. He's not Australian. I don't know why I did an Australian accent. Fucking Eric Nolan versus Farman Hazanov. And I was looking at this fight. Farman's 5-0. Eric Nolan's 8-4. Yes, he's 8-4. Okay, whatever. Go to look at Eric Nolan first. Go into his profile or whatever. 4-1 in his last 5. But his last... Oh, okay. So his UFC debut, he lost by sub in the 2nd round. Okay. To... Who was this? Bankstagor Sursakayev. Oh, that fight was gritty, though, I think. If I'm not mistaken. That fight was, like, crazy. Like, he low-key almost beat the fuck out of Sursakayev, if I'm not mistaken. Was it, though? Or was that a different fight? Let's go to Sursakayev's thing real quick, actually. No, that was Santos. Where he got the sub like in the third round. Damn, Sursakayev's been active, bro. It's actually pretty insane. No. Nah, he just beat Eric Nolan. That's all it is. He just beat Eric Nolan. But Hazanov or whatever. Hazanov. Go to his profile real quick. Yeah, his last 5 are all... There's 4 TKOs and 1 unanimous decision, bro. But this is his UFC debut, so it's either Eric Nolan's gonna bring the fucking fight and like show him like a little bit of a higher level to where maybe Hazanov might kind of like max out, if that makes sense. And you compared, he is 5-0, whatever, not really compared, but you know what I'm saying. He's 5-0, so I could really see that happening. But and just like I just want to see Eric Nolan just knock someone the fuck out, bro. That's really just what I'm feeling for this fight. But I don't know. If Farman Hazanov is over here getting KO, like basically KOing everybody, bro, like this fight is one to look out for. This one actually has me so excited. Like, do not blink on this fight. Eric Nolan is very entertaining nonetheless, but I don't know. Dude. I don't freaking know. I'm gonna go Farman Hazanov just murdering Eric Nolan. But Eric Nolan got power too, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, this could really be like the that one Polish dude, bro. What the fuck is his name? Baranuski or whatever versus the other big dude. Who the fuck was it? You know what I'm talking about? Where it was literally just like a bar fight and they were slugging. They dropped each other like fucking 3 times each. It's gonna be like that, but at welterweight. This is gonna be good. But I am gonna go Farman has not finding it here. I think Eric Nolan's just gonna might be feeling the vibe a little bit, being in enemy territory. Also considering Farman is from Azerbaijan and this is his UFC debut, so maybe he'll feel the UFC like jitters. You know what I'm saying? Like those are some bright lights, bro. But man, what the fuck am I saying, bro? I'm going with Eric Nolan. How the fuck can I go against an American in enemy territory, bro? I can't. And he's actually good, so I'm going to go Eric Nolan. I think Farman could do it, though. Really scared for him, Eric. I was going to the next one. We got Abus Magomedov versus Mikhail Oleksiejczuk. And I saw that Abus was like a minus 225 favorite in this fight. That's actually disgusting. Let's stop doing that. Abus is going to gas out. Mikhail Oleksiejczuk is just going to wither the storm, basically. He's going to slowly beat down Abus. He is a better grappler. Abus kind of sucks at grappling. Just a little bit. Mikhail is not like big on grappling either, let's be real. But they both do it. They're both, like, I don't really see anyone really getting a sub here. Maybe, actually. I don't know. I feel like anyone gets a sub, it's probably Abus. But I think that, like, if they do go to the ground, it's going to be a quick scramble up. Or maybe, like someone just gets top position and they just kind of sit there and maybe even get stood up, like, unfortunately. But I don't know. I feel like I've seen Mikhail be kind of crafty from the ground, never really finishing a sub, but maybe throwing something up that could just like create some space for a second so he could get back on the feet. But I think you can count on Abus Magomedov gassing out, and like I said, Mikhail Oleksiejczuk just withering the storm. You know, keep staying composed. And just like picking his shots really good. Ever since he's been with the Fighting Nerds, it's been going up for him. His career has been looking better. Not that it's really been that bad. You know, he lost to Kevin Holland. It's been kind of bad. But he is, you know, obviously still cares and still, you know, is thriving. So I'm going to go Mikhail Oleksiejczuk here by like late second round. Like second round starts, Abus is looking dead. Like it's bad. And then he just finds like a TKO probably. So yeah, Mikhail Oleksiejczuk by like round 2 TKO. Next one. This is a really good fight, too. Ikram Aliskerov versus Bruno Ferreira. And I'm not even going to look into it, but if I'm not mistaken, this fight has been, like, rescheduled once or twice, maybe. But this fight's going to be really good. Bruno Ferreira coming off of a loss against RoboCop, bro. Just a jab, bro. It's literally so fucking insane. And then Ikram Aliskerov, I think he's coming off a win. But look, though. Yeah, he's coming off a win against Jung Young Park. Or Jung Sung Park, however the fuck you want to say it. It was a unanimous decision, but it was still a crazy fight, though. I remember that fight. Yeah, he's 4-1 in his last 5. Only lost to Robert Whittaker when he stepped upon short notice, so that's not really that crazy. I don't know. This is good because Bruno Ferreira is really good too. He's very good. He's very good boxing and just like dirty boxing, bro. Not that he's like slicing you with elbows, but he will if he's in that range. Like he has like a good toolbox or tool bag, whatever the fuck you want to say, within that fight, and that seems to be like. The only way Aliskerov loses is by like getting just like bum rushing, like finished with a shot he doesn't really see. And Bruno Ferreira could very well do that with his power. But just Aliskerov is so well rounded to where he could probably just like neutralize Ferreira just by being himself, maybe somehow. And then we're all like, damn, Bruno, what the fuck's going on? But base that Bruno Ferreira is more of a grappler than anything. Still has good stand-up, don't get me wrong. I could see him like getting like Aliskerov's like back and like getting like a rear naked or some shit. I don't know. But I'm going to go with my gut. I'm going to go with Ikram Aliskerov. I'm going to go with Ikram. And that's that. I'm going to go with Ikram by... I'm going to say it just goes to decision. It goes to decision. Can't really see anyone getting finished here. Unless Bruno just like beats the brakes off Ikram, bro. But I just don't even really see that happening. So I'm going to go Ikram by decision. Next one. Big fight here, and I saw Charles Johnson's like a plus 225 underdog. Charles Johnson versus Aswell Mabayev. This isn't, you know, home field advantage for Aswell Mabayev by any means. This is not Kazakhstan, but it's over there. It's over there for sure. This has me worried. I think Charles Johnson's gonna size max, but I think he's gonna get taken down and have struggle. Is he gonna struggle to get back up? And that's what really has me scared, to be real. And that I could see him like getting like subbed. I don't want to say it, but I could see Charles Johnson getting subbed here just based off the fight IQ and the grappling and the knock him, drop him, sub him compatibility of Aswell Mabayev here, bro. And the takedown average is 4.46 per 15 minutes compared to the .51 for Charles Johnson. Like, that's fucking brutal, bro. But he is significantly taller, has like 5 inches bigger on the reach. Had lands more significant strikes, but I could just see also Asam Abayev just literally just like doing like you know how Kamaru Usman was taking down Joaquin Buckley, bro. Like it was that bad. Um, I'm not gonna switch up on Charles Johnson though. I'm gonna say Charles Johnson TKO round 2. Call me crazy, but I think he does it. I just think he plays out range, maybe stuffs the initial takedowns of Almabayev, maybe gets taken down once or twice, maybe gets back up once, maybe ends the first round on his back or whatever, you know what I'm saying, just fighting off. But I'm still going to go Charles Johnson, just fucking not knocking him the fuck out, but rocking him bad, and just also Almabayev kind of like, just like, gets dropped a little bit, and then either it's like a weird controversial stoppage or like he just follows up and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because he has a history of knocking people out that are significantly shorter than him after he plays range and after he rocks him with a good shot, hence Joshua Van and, other fights. But that fight's going to be really good. Shout out Charles Johnson. I'm very excited for this fight. Next one, Nazim Sadikov versus Mateus Camilo, bro. You have to go with Sadikov just because he's in Azerbaijan and he's from Azerbaijan. But Mateus Camilo is not, I don't think he's like, don't underestimate him. Basically, don't underestimate him. Because of the grappling. Like, I think he could honestly take this and steal the show. Just based off the grappling, not even going to lie. I don't think he'll get a sub, but his takedown accuracy is pretty good, and he averages 4.43 takedowns per 15 compared to the 1.10 of Sadikov, which I think will make a difference here because Sadikov will probably end up on his back, but Sadikov seems pretty attentive when he gets taken down to, like, just get right back up or, like, somehow get to the cage, post up off a hand and like stand back up, and then maybe he's like popping a knee and then an elbow and then pushing off guard. Like, you never know. He seems pretty attentive within those moments or whatever, so that could be good for him. It's another southpaw versus orthodox, so obviously he could slam those body kicks and just like, circle out and just like fuck him up, you know what I mean, and like kind of get in Mateus Camilo's head. And I think just the fact that he's going to be in home field advantage too, that's what makes me want to go with him more. So I'm going to go with Nazim Sadikov over Mateus Camilo by, I'm going to say TKO in like early third round. Early third round TKO or like late second. Next one, co-main event. Shara Magomedov versus Michael Pereira. This one's going to be good, bro. Oh my God. I'm going with Shara Magomedov, but Michael Pereira could just sub him. He could just sub him. I feel like that's pretty like likely here. I'm not gonna lie. I don't have the odds here, but if I were to do my Diorpium odds, I would make Michael Pereira like a minus like 175 favorite. You know what I mean? Because Shara Magomedov obviously has the way better conditioning. He could just play a distance, like real distance, point fight, just, go in and out, hopefully try his hardest to, abuse the takedown defense, don't get wrapped up in a takedown or whatever, because then that's when it would probably go bad. But Michael Pereira's been just standing banging with Sean Strickland, so I don't even know if he's going to try to use grappling as like a primary like part of his game plan here. I don't know. But I'm going to go Shara Magomedov by either Shara Magomedov by TKO, like Michelle Pereira, Michael Pereira, whatever the fuck you want to say. He's just going to be fucking gassed out bad. Like, I don't know. You just know how it's gonna be, bro. All that muscle mass on him, like it's gonna be so heavy, and it's just he's gonna fall short. And I think he's gonna TKO in the late second round, or early or mid, or I don't know, just second round at some point. So, Shara Magomedov, just by trying to like style on him, because he's like Shara Magomedov. Imagine a BO2 lobby. Shara Magomedov's sweating to get 29 kills, and he's literally trick shotting at the end at the 30 for the kill cam. So that's what Shara Magomedov's gonna do here, and I'm very excited. It's gonna be a very entertaining co-main event. Now we got the main event, Rafael Viziev versus Manuel Torres. You have to go with Manuel Torres by KO, maybe even in the first round. He's 5'10" to Viziev's 5'8", which isn't that crazy, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like Manuel Torres just seems bigger than that. Like his range is insane compared to like Viziev's. And Viziev is like a pure striker, and Manuel Torres more is like, I guess, MMA. But he does have really good power and striking in his range, what I think is going to do him, like, good here. Viziev, who did he beat, Bahamondes in the last Baku? or wherever the fuck it was. I don't know. I think it was in Azerbaijan last year, but that was a really good fight, and that is kind of the same build, actually. So Fiziev is well familiar with that, considering his last fight, he fought the same kind of stature in someone in Mauricio Ruffy, which he did get TKO'd. And that's what I feel like I got to see here, too, though, is Manuel Torres TKOing Fiziev, just like kind of like how Mauricio Ruffy did, literally just like a right hand. Maybe like just Manuel Torres rushes and like cracks him with an elbow, and Fiziev's like actually rocked bad, maybe he's bleeding, and then just drops and just gets TKO'd, and Manuel Torres just wins. Like, I'm not trying to underestimate Rafael Fiziev by any means, but I think Manuel Torres is just has such crazy momentum, and I'm a big fan, bro. And I just trust his chin. Like, I don't think Fiziev's gonna beat the fuck out of him. You know what I mean? Let's see here. Let's go back. He's 5 in his last 5 fights. He's 4-1. Beat Drew Dober, Grant Dawson, Chris Duncan, and Nicholas Mata. Those are all really good fights. Lost to Ignacio Bahamondes at the Sphere. Okay, we'll take that. He lost to Bahamondes, which is a good. You know, that makes a point here. Now we go to Fiziev, bro. In his last 5, he's 4-1. Bro, what the fuck, bro? I got hit with a crazy ad. Sorry. Fiziev is 4-1 in his last, or 1-4 in his last 5. 2 losses against Gaethje, 1 loss against Ruffy, 1 loss against Gamrot, and then 1 win against Bahamondes, which is actually pretty crazy because that's like the kind of the fighter here that makes the difference. So maybe Fiziev does win. Maybe he does pull it through and just like clutches and just like forces his striking to be so dominant to where Torres is like, he fucks up Torres' leg, you know what I mean? Like, he does have long, skinny legs, so I could see some damage adding up. Like, you see his calf getting red. Like, I don't know, bro. He could do it. This is a really good fucking main event. I'm very excited, but I'm going to go with Manuel Torres by finish. Yeah, that's all I got to say. I think that's all I'm going to do. I don't think this is going to be an episode of things Diorpium want you to hear. So, I actually take that back. You know, if you made it to the end, I appreciate. I do have some good things to talk about, but I'm going to save it for the next one. This video was already pretty long enough because this card ended up actually being very entertaining when you actually look at it. So don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Follow me on Instagram at Diorpium. Blah, 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 yada, yada, yada.